Hello everyone and welcome to Senior Susie Stamps. I'm working on our template workbook today again. I want to go back to cutting template number 1 because I've made some changes. We'll have to work through this book several times probably before I actually do the final print on it, but I want to show you what I'm doing. And while we're at it, there is a printable copy link to Canva with this sheet on it in the description box below, so please go and get it and feel free to use it. Make a copy of it if you want to do that. One of the things that was suggested is that I darken up the text in this, so that was the first step that I did this week. I made all of the text in the cutting workbook bold, and that will help, I think, some folks that maybe are a little vision challenged. And the other thing, which I thought was absolutely brilliant, was the suggestion to put a UBC code on the cutting template that brings you back then to this video for cutting template number 1, and on cutting template number 2 there'll be a different one, and number 3 there'll be another one. So I just thought that was a brilliant suggestion, and a girl by the name of Alicia made it, and I really appreciate it. So let's get started on this. I ordered some kind of lighter weight, I ordered some medium weight copy paper in bright colors from Astro Brite. It came from Amazon. And if you're going to make sketches instead of buy the workbook when I get finished with it, please feel free to do that. It's just a lot of work on your part, but a lot of people like to do their own stuff, and I certainly understand that. What I would suggest is that you cut your paper down to 6x6 and then use your cutoffs for note paper or shopping lists or something else, but it just makes it a whole lot easier to do. So on this template, this is a 1 card per sheet template if you only cut 1 piece. But today I want to cut 3 pieces at a time because I want to show you another way to use this particular cutting template. And you'll notice that the first cut now is at 4 1/4, so that's what we're going to cut. I want to make sure my pages are all pretty close together here. And we're going to cut at 4 1/4. And you'll notice that on this template, it is truly 6x6, or as close as I could possibly get it on the Canva program, so that we can lay our pieces right on top of here. Then we're going to take this piece and turn it and cut it at 5 1/2. This is going to give us that full panel coverage on the front of an A2 size card, and a strip to go inside, and a strip for the envelope. This is the example that I have made up already. I've already showed it to you, but you'll see there's a little strip on the inside, and then I have lined the envelope with this. And this makes a very nice little card set for a gift if you are giving your cards as birthday gifts, for example. On this template, I want you to think about this panel today, because this panel and some of the larger A2 size panels really open themselves up for all kinds of modification. And one of the fun things to do with this is to do a stack, cut, and shuffle in the patterns and make yourself some interesting cards. So let's do that with these 3 pieces today. I'm going to set one of them aside, my card sketch that I'm going to make for the book. But then let's use these 2 and see what we can come up with. Obviously, you could cut it on a diagonal like that. You could turn it a little bit and cut it like that. We could do something on a straight cut like this. So then when you do a stack, cut, and shuffle, all you're going to do then is to move this over here and move this over here, and then you have 2 very nice card fronts that are a little bit different than just this plain card front. So I'm going to use these to make some examples for the book, and I don't think you need to hang out, watch me glue them together. But I want to use these pages over here from an old Stampin' Up! Paper called Cupcakes and Carousels. This is all I've got left of that. And this is one of those papers that I got on clearance sale. I should never have bought it because, honestly, I just don't like it. But it'll make some nice and road-worthy cards for us today. Now, on this one, I would like to have my part that goes on the envelope be cut off of this side. So I'm going to cut this one separately. And remember now, that first cut was at 4 1/4. And then on these two, I think I'd like to have my envelope go that way. So I'm going to cut this one at 4 1/4 as well. And then on this one, I think I'll turn it this way. So that's my first cut on all of these. And I'll set these aside to put them in the envelopes like we did the others. Now, these then, I can go ahead and stack up and cut to 5 1/2, and that will give me my full panel cover and my little strip to go on the inside here. And I believe what I'm going to do with these is to leave this one as is for a full panel cover. And I'm going to put these together and do a stack, cut, and shuffle card. And I think on this one, I'm going to do a 2-inch cut. And then we'll stack them, shuffle them, and remake them like this on these cards. And because this is a full panel cover, we don't really need to do much else with these. You can put some ink around the edges. You can do some decorative edge corners if you want to. I'm not going to worry with that today. I just want to make some cards and show you how nicely these turn out. And because this is two-sided paper, of course, you could do something like this also. But for today, we're just going to use the turquoise and yellow side. And there we go. So there's our 2 card fronts. This one will be our 3rd card front. So there's our 3 card fronts. And I'd put this on the inside of that one, this one on the inside of this one, and this piece on the inside of this one. Now, of course, this one's going to be landscape, and these could be either way. Let's do one of them landscape and one of them portrait, and just see how that looks. One of the things when you're using up 6x6 paper, you need to have lots of ephemera type things on hand that you can pull and use. And one of the cheapest places that I found to get those kind of things is at the Dollar Tree or making your own. And in these card layouts, I've made lots of my own embellishments, but for today, we're going to use some of these embellishments from the Dollar Tree. Let's put a piece of this turquoise on this one and see where we go from there. Now, these came from Love from Lizzie, which is an English UK company. And in the past, they've had some sales every once in a while with free shipping over however so much you order. I don't remember exactly how much it was, but I have ordered in the past and gotten free shipping, which was really nice. And there we go. And then I think we'll finish out with our little pup dog and So Happy For You. And I think I'm going to put my little dog on a white circle. And that will help ground him onto the card. Especially if I kind of slip it off the side like this a little bit. Let's see how he works like that. Yep, I kind of like it. I'm going to put some glue on this because I don't know how long I've had this sticker, and sometimes these little pieces of tape don't really hold very well. There we go. And then I'm going to stamp my So Happy For You. Put this up on some foam. And this card is finished, or card front is finished. I probably will put a few little gems on here just for a little extra interest. And I'll do that off camera. So let's go on to the second card and look at it. And we'll do it vertically because I want to see if I can get this cake to work on here and make it kind of like a little tabletop here, like this. Let me glue my little white panel down first. Be adventuresome when you are trying to embellish your card fronts in using these little leftover 6x6 pieces of paper, because if you don't have any ephemera that goes with them, then you're going to have to kind of make it up as it goes anyway. And I'll go ahead and put a little bit of extra glue on my cake. And I'm going to put it right down here like this. And I have a big happy birthday here somewhere. I believe I'm going to round the corners on this with my smallest little corner rounder here, just to kind of soften this little piece. Maybe I'll put it up on a little piece of foam as well that will mirror this little piece of foam. And there we go. And so here's another little card front finished with a full panel for each one of these two cards being used. But because we've split them, you wouldn't necessarily recognize that as a full panel card. And then on this one, let's see what we've got over here. I'm going to try and use this piece without any white backing. I hope it will stick out enough. This is a good way to use up a few of these little oddball stickers. And if you can kind of layer them just a little bit where they're not kind of hanging out by themselves, then that makes your card feel a little more cohesive and planned that way. Let's see if we can get these little balloons in there. Perfect. And then if I were making a full card, I might put something like this little hat on the inside, but since we're not making the full card, let's just stick it on the outside. Want to? And there you go. And what a great birthday card for maybe a grandchild or something like that. So here's the three cards, a full panel, and a full panel that we have done the cut and shuffle method on, and the card template, which you can go and print. And the UBC sticker here will bring you right back to this video for future reference if you ever get lost and can't find your way. I think I'm going to put this little butterfly onto that card because I think it needs it. And I like it. There. I like it. Okay, that's all I got for today, y'all. Have a great week, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye, everybody.